Want to speak real Greek from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at GreekPod101.com.
Hi everyone, Stefania here. Welcome to another video where I'll teach you 10 phrases to amaze native speakers. Let's start. Είναι διασκεδαστικό και εύκολο το να μάθεις ελληνικά. Greek is fun and easy to learn. Είναι διασκεδαστικό και εύκολο το να μάθεις ελληνικά. Greek is fun and easy to learn. I don't think Greek is an easy language to learn, but if you do, then good for you. Εκτός από τα ελληνικά, μιλάω και μερικές άλλες γλώσσες επίσης. Apart from knowing Greek, I can speak a few other languages as well. Εκτός από τα ελληνικά, μιλάω και μερικές άλλες γλώσσες επίσης. Apart from knowing Greek, I can speak a few other languages as well. For example, you can say, μιλάω αγγλικά και ισπανικά. I speak English and Spanish. Some other languages are Πορτογαλικά for Portuguese, Ιταλικά for Italian, Γερμανικά for German, Ρωσικά for Russian, Αραβικά for Arabic, and Κινέζικα for Chinese. These are just a few examples. If you want to know how to say your language in Greek, just leave a comment below. Κατάλαβα εντελώς όλα όσα είπες. I completely understood everything you said. The next phrase is κατάλαβα εντελώς όλα όσα είπες. I completely understood everything you said. In this sentence, you can also skip εντελώς and say κατάλαβα όλα όσα είπες. I understood everything you said. Μαθαίνω ελληνικά εδώ και 10 χρόνια. I've been learning Greek for 10 years. Μαθαίνω ελληνικά εδώ και 10 χρόνια. I've been learning Greek for 10 years. Although 10 years sounds like too much, I think it is not an unusual amount of time to reach fluency in Greek. I think it took me 8 to 9 years during my school years to learn English, which I considered an easier language than Greek. And all that while I was getting a lot of exposure to English through music and movies. Perhaps you don't know that, but in Greece, foreign movies and shows never get dubbed. They get subtitles unless they are intended for very young audiences. So you can always hear English on the TV or on the radio. If I remember correctly, for most of my school years, I was doing lessons once or twice a week. Maybe if I had done a super intensive course, like every day for 4 to 5 hours, I would have learned much faster. My point is that if you want to reach Greek fluency, you need to dedicate a lot of time, one way or the other. Μαθαίνω ελληνικά μόνος μου. I'm learning Greek all by myself. Let's move on to the next phrase. Μαθαίνω ελληνικά μόνος μου. I'm learning Greek all by myself. If you're a woman, you can say μαθαίνω ελληνικά μόνη μου. I don't think I could ever learn a language μόνη μου. I like being in a class with a teacher and classmates, but some people manage to learn things on their own, which is amazing. I wish I had the discipline it takes to do that. There's so many languages I would like to learn. Μου πήρε μόνο έναν χρόνο για να μάθω να μιλάω άπτεστα. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. Μου πήρε μόνο έναν χρόνο για να μάθω να μιλάω άπτεστα. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. People will get very impressed for sure if you manage to do that. We Greeks consider our language to be quite difficult to learn. Μπορώ και αποστηθίζω γύρω στις 50 νέες ελληνικές λέξεις την ημέρα. I can memorize around 50 new Greek words a day. Μπορώ και αποστηθίζω γύρω στις 50 νέες ελληνικές λέξεις την ημέρα. I can memorize around 50 new Greek words a day. That is a lot. Μπορώ να βλέπω ελληνικές ταινίες χωρίς υπότιτλους. I can watch Greek movies without subtitles. Μπορώ να βλέπω ελληνικές ταινίες χωρίς υπότιτλους. I can watch Greek movies without subtitles. If you can do that, then congratulations, you are fluent, my friend, and you don't need me anymore. Σε 3 χρόνια θα μιλάω ελληνικά σαν να ήταν η μητρική μου γλώσσα. I'll speak Greek like a native speaker in 3 years. Σε 3 χρόνια θα μιλάω ελληνικά σαν να ήταν η μητρική μου γλώσσα. I'll speak Greek like a native speaker in 3 years. Sounds like a big challenge. You think you can do it? Έχω μάθει να τραγουδάω τον εθνικό ύμνο. I learned how to sing the Greek national anthem. Έχω μάθει να τραγουδάω τον εθνικό ύμνο. I learned how to sing the Greek national anthem. Do you know the title of the Greek national anthem? It's called Hymnos εις την ελευθερίαν, meaning hymn to liberty or hymn to freedom, and it was written by the poet Dionysios Solomos and was put to music by Nikolaos Manzaros. When sung, the anthem consists of 2 stanzas, or verses as they call it in music. Although normally the poem consists of 158 stanzas, making it the longest in-text national anthem in the world. I bet you didn't know that. So there you have it. 10 phrases to amaze native speakers. I hope you found the lesson interesting. Can you think of some other phrases that could amaze a Greek? If you do, leave them in the comments below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and visit GreekPod101.com to learn more. Yahara!
Hey everyone! Welcome to your monthly review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, new study tools, resources, and where we show off learners like you speaking the language. That is, if you're brave enough to participate and become language learning famous. All the materials mentioned in this video are available for you right now on our website. Click the link in the description to sign up for your free lifetime account and start speaking in minutes. Okay, today's topic is how to set achievable language goals and resolutions, your New Year's resolution solution. So, for those of you that have set a language goal for 2019, what is it? Leave a comment and tell me. And for those of you that laugh at New Year's resolutions because they just don't work, this is for you. Stick around. Today, you're going to learn, number 1, the top 3 reasons why language goals fail, and number 2, what you can do to succeed with your resolution. In other words, how to set successful language goals. Let's jump into today's topic, how to set achievable language goals and resolutions. And speaking of New Year's resolutions, it's almost like a joke nowadays, isn't it? You set a resolution, you try to do it in January. By February, there's no progress, and doing it isn't fun anymore. You quit and put it off until many years later when you start regretting all the things you've never done. So what's the problem with setting resolutions, and why do we keep failing? Let's jump into part 1, the top 3 reasons why language goals fail. First of all, regardless of what most people say, setting resolutions or goals is a good thing. You have to know where you're going and what you want to achieve, right? Otherwise, you'd spend days, months, years watching YouTube and have nothing to show for all the time you put in. But the problem with most resolutions is it's usually something like, I want to master Chinese, I want to lose weight, I want to be fluent in Japanese. People set very big, vague goals. And that's the first reason why resolutions fail. Resolutions fail because they are non-specific and unmeasurable. What do I mean by that? Take a goal like, I want to be fluent in English, Korean, or Japanese this year. The problem is that's a very vague goal, right? What do you mean by fluent? And how can you measure how much progress you need to be fluent in the language? You can't. It doesn't tell you anything about how much Japanese you should learn today, tomorrow, or how many minutes of Japanese to speak by month 1, by month 2, what resources to use, and when to stop and take a rest. So again, the first reason is resolutions fail because they are non-specific and unmeasurable. The second reason is New Year's resolutions fail because they're unrealistic. And you might say, but isn't it good to aim for the stars and set huge goals? Sure, it's not bad to want to go far, but if you say, I want to be fluent by September, and you just started learning a language today, it's not impossible, but are you ready to commit yourself to nothing but language learning, 6 to 8 hours a day, nonstop? If not, you need to be a little more realistic about your goals. The third reason is resolutions fail because there's no action plan. The problem is you'll still fail even with a specific and realistic goal if you don't know when and how you're going to do it. For example, when will you study? How long will you study for every day? And how will you study? So resolutions fail for 3 reasons. 1, they're non-specific and unmeasurable. 2, they're unrealistic. And 3, there's no action plan. Now, how do you set New Year's resolutions and actually succeed? Your goals should be 1, specific and measurable, 2, realistic, and 3, have an action plan. So the complete opposite of the mistakes most learners usually make. And there are 2 more rules. 4, you need to set a deadline. And 5, break down your yearly goal into smaller monthly goals. So, how would this work? Let's say my New Year's resolution is to have a 30-minute conversation in Japanese by December 31st, and not, I want to learn Japanese one day, hopefully. Already, you can see that it's 1, specific and measurable. You can measure 30 minutes, right? 2, it's realistic. I'm aiming for 30 minutes, not fluency. There's a clear deadline, December 31st. Before we get into the action plan, there's another important part. I break my resolution down into smaller monthly goals. So let's say my goal is to speak 2 minutes of Japanese conversation by January 31st, 2019. Again, it's small and measurable, just 2 minutes. I can time myself and see how far along I am. There's a clear deadline. It's realistic. I'm not looking to master the whole language, just reach the 2-minute conversation mark. Now, what about your action plan? For that, you just need to answer these questions. When will you study? How long will you study every day? Where do you plan to study? How will you study? What's your study schedule? This is the most important part because this tells you when and how to study. So, when will you study? I'll study at 9 p.m. on weekdays, so 5 days a week. How long will you study every day? I'll study for 15 minutes. Where do you plan to study? I'll study at home, in the living room, on my computer. How will you study? I'll listen to 1 or 2 lessons a day to fill up the 15 minutes. What's your study schedule? Monday through Friday for 15 minutes a day. This makes a lot more sense now, doesn't it? Instead of saying, hopefully I'll learn that language someday, and never taking action on your goals, by setting these small, measurable goals, you know what you need to do. Okay, let's recap. To set successful language goals, your goals should be 1, specific and measurable, 2, realistic, 3, have an action plan, 4, a deadline, and 5, be broken down into small monthly goals. So instead of saying, I want to be fluent in 2019, try, I want to speak 30 minutes of conversation by December 31st, 2019. And then go even smaller and set a small monthly goal. So everyone, it's your turn. Leave a comment and tell me, what's your small, measurable, monthly goal? And what's the deadline? Here are some examples you can steal for yourself. Learn 100 words in 1 month. Speak 1 minute of your target language in a month. Or do 20 audio lessons in 1 month. Deadline, January 31st. Now, speaking of lessons, here are this month's new lessons and resources. First, the Ultimate Listening Video Master Course. Honest question, how sharp are your listening skills? With this video master course, they'll be as sharp as a razor. Download it right now. Next, the Talk About Your Body PDF cheat sheet. With this cheat sheet, you'll learn words for parts of your body in the target language. Then, there's the most common texting slang word list. If you want to text in the language you're learning, you'll love this. you'll learn how to say LOL and other words in your target language. And finally, the How to Express Quantity vocab list, where you learn how to say if there's a lot, a few, or a little bit of something. To get these free lessons and resources, just click the link in the description below. So, thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Next time, we'll talk about the 7 tested timeless ways to learn a language. In the meantime, like and share this video, and leave a comment to tell us what language learning tactics you'd like us to talk about. See you next time. Bye!
Hey everyone, it's Stephanie again, and in this video we'll see 10 ways to remember words. I know many of you have trouble retaining Greek vocabulary, so I hope these tips coming from the GreekPod101.com team will help. Μέσω της επανάληψης. Μέσω της επανάληψης. Through repetition. Μέσω της επανάληψης. Through repetition. Η κόρη μου μαθαίνει καλύτερα μέσω της επανάληψης. Η κόρη μου μαθαίνει καλύτερα μέσω της επανάληψης. My daughter learns better through repetition. Unless you have a photographic memory or whatever you see or read, you're gonna have to make repetition your best friend while learning Greek. Βλέπω τηλεοπτικές σειρές με υπότιτλους. Βλέπω τηλεοπτικές σειρές με υπότιτλους. To watch TV series with subtitles. Βλέπω τηλεοπτικές σειρές με υπότιτλους. To watch TV series with subtitles. Προσπαθώ να βλέπω τηλεοπτικές σειρές με υπότιτλους για να τις καταλαβαίνω και να τις ευχαριστιέμαι περισσότερο. Προσπαθώ να βλέπω τηλεοπτικές σειρές με υπότιτλους για να τις καταλαβαίνω και να τις ευχαριστιέμαι περισσότερο. I try to watch TV series with subtitles in order to understand them and to enjoy them more. Do you watch any Greek series? Let me know which ones in the comments below. Κάνω πρακτική γράφοντας. Κάνω πρακτική γράφοντας. To practice by writing. Κάνω πρακτική γράφοντας. To practice by writing. Κάνω πρακτική γράφοντας τις άγνωστες λέξεις σε ένα τετράδιο. Κάνω πρακτική γράφοντας τις άγνωστες λέξεις σε ένα τετράδιο. I practice by writing unknown words in a notebook. This is something that actually helps me a lot while learning a new language. I always keep a notebook where I write down words and phrases. It definitely helps me remember them better. This is very important, especially now in the digital era, where you learn simply by looking at a device or just by listening to audio. People forget to take notes, and keeping notes has shown that helps with retention of information. Διαβάζω δυνατά. Διαβάζω δυνατά. To read out loud. Διαβάζω δυνατά. To read out loud. Διαβάζω δυνατά τον διάλογο του κάθε μαθήματος. Διαβάζω δυνατά τον διάλογο του κάθε μαθήματος. I read out loud each lesson's dialogue. I think this is a good exercise. As you hear yourself reading, you should always tell yourself to try to read better next time, making less mistakes and having a better articulation. When you hear yourself, you can hear how different it is from the speech of a native speaker, and you can self-tune. Επινοώ ιστορίες. Επινοώ ιστορίες. To make up stories. Επινοώ ιστορίες. To make up stories. Μου αρέσει να επινοώ αστείες παιδικές ιστορίες. Μου αρέσει να επινοώ αστείες παιδικές ιστορίες. I like to make up funny children's stories. Even if you don't have a wild imagination, I think anyone can make up a story. The process itself of making up a story in a different language is a great exercise and helps you remember or even recall words you haven't used for a while and would otherwise forget. It's like making your brain do a Google search inside of it. So making up stories helps you remember words. And if you can't remember some words, or if you don't know specific words you need for your story, you will most likely end up looking them up in a dictionary. Δημιουργώ συσχετισμούς μεταξύ των λέξεων. Δημιουργώ συσχετισμούς μεταξύ των λέξεων. To create associations between words. Δημιουργώ συσχετισμούς μεταξύ των λέξεων. To create associations between words. Όταν μάθαινα γερμανικά, δημιουργούσα συσχετισμούς μεταξύ των λέξεων. Όταν μάθαινα γερμανικά, δημιουργούσα συσχετισμούς μεταξύ των λέξεων. When I was learning German, I was creating associations between words. Many people remember things by making associations. For example, some try to find words that sound similar in their language. Απομνημονεύω ακούγοντας. Απομνημονεύω ακούγοντας. To memorize by listening. Απομνημονεύω ακούγοντας. To memorize by listening. Απομνημονεύω καλύτερα ακούγοντας τις λέξεις παρά βλέποντάς τες. Απομνημονεύω καλύτερα ακούγοντας τις λέξεις παρά βλέποντάς τες. I memorize better by listening to the words rather than seeing them. Do you have good auditory memory or are you a visual learner? Διαβάζω απλά κείμενα. Διαβάζω απλά κείμενα. To read simple texts. Διαβάζω απλά κείμενα. To read simple texts. Διαβάζω απλά κείμενα για να τα καταλαβαίνω. Διαβάζω απλά κείμενα για να τα καταλαβαίνω. I read simple texts in order to understand them. That gives you a sense of satisfaction, right? When you read a simple text that you happen to understand. You're like, hey, it's not all Greek to me after all. Although, can you say it's all Greek to me when you're actually studying Greek? Ακούω τραγούδια με τους στίχους. Ακούω τραγούδια με τους στίχους. To listen to songs with lyrics. Ακούω τραγούδια με τους στίχους. To listen to songs with lyrics. Ακούω τραγούδια με τους στίχους τους για να μπορώ να το τραγουδάω. Ακούω τραγούδια με τους στίχους τους για να μπορώ να τα τραγουδάω. I listen to songs with their lyrics so I can sing them. Do you have any favorite Greek song that you like to sing or that you listen to often? Let me know. Επαναλαμβάνω πριν πάω για ύπνο. Επαναλαμβάνω πριν πάω για ύπνο. To repeat before going to sleep. Επαναλαμβάνω πριν πάω για ύπνο. To repeat before going to sleep. Επαναλαμβάνω τις νέες λέξεις που μαθαίνω πριν πάω για ύπνο. Επαναλαμβάνω τις νέες λέξεις που μαθαίνω πριν πάω για ύπνο. I repeat the new words that I learned before going to sleep. I'm not sure if that method would work for me since I'm always extremely tired and I pass out as soon as my head touches the pillow. But I guess you can try this one out. So, what did you think about these 10 ways to remember words? Can you think of different tricks or methods that help you? Please share your experience with us by leaving a comment. And if you want to keep learning Greek, follow our channel or visit GreekPod101.com for more lessons. See you next time. Γεια χαρά!
Hey everyone! Welcome to your monthly review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, new study tools, resources, and where we show off learners like you speaking the language. That is, if you're brave enough to participate and become language learning famous. All the materials mentioned in this video are available for you right now on our website. Click the link in the description to sign up for your free lifetime account and start speaking in minutes. Okay, today's topic is why your worst days are the best days to study. So, have you ever had a day where you planned on learning language and you just couldn't go through with it? Even if learning a new language is your personal goal, something that you really want? Well, today you're going to learn 1. Why these bad days happen, and 2. Why you'll get your best work done on your worst days. Let's start. Why bad days happen with language learning. When I say bad days, I don't mean when you're too busy or when life gets in the way. These things are unavoidable. I mean days when you're just not in the mood. It's a perfectly good day, the sun is shining, no bad news, but you just can't get yourself to study. You're just wasting the day. So here's why they happen. First, it's the law of diminishing returns in action. What does this mean? Think of it as eating pizza every day for 5 days a week. On the first day, the first 2 slices are great, but by the third one, you're feeling queasy. It's not as good. And by the 5th day, you're sick of pizza. That's the law of diminishing returns, when the benefits start decreasing over time. And it happens with language learning. When you first start, you learn a lot of phrases and it feels good. You're excited. But as time goes on, you don't feel like you're learning much. And this affects your mood and motivation. So you're not as excited to learn anymore. So you start having bad days. Second, bad days happen because you overthink things and ruin it for yourself. It's like dreading going to the gym. Let's say you went yesterday. You have to go again today. So you're dreading it all day long. I gotta go again. You set yourself up for a bad mood and a bad day. Third, bad days are a natural part of the cycle. Some days will be good. Most days you'll feel indifferent. Some days will be bad. But that's completely natural, and anyone with long-term projects and goals feels the same. And fourth, you can't be on 100% of the time. So just like days can't always be good, you too can't always be on and ready to go all the time. Again, just a realistic and expected part of the journey. Now, let's jump into the second part, why you'll get your best work done on your worst days. So, why will you get your best work done? First, it's not that bad once you start. Once you've spent 10 or 15 minutes learning a language, it's not so bad. People say the same thing about the gym. If you show up and put in a bit of time, it gets easier. Second, it's overcoming a mental barrier. What I mean is, when most of us have bad days, our brain automatically says, okay, can't be done today. Stop, we're done. But if you just work through it, you don't take these bad days so seriously anymore. And that means you're more likely to stick with your language learning goal. This brings us to the next point. Third, it's your best work because working on a bad day only strengthens your habit of language learning. Remember, habits are what will help you master a language over time. If you can stick to a habit on a bad day, your habit only gets stronger, and it will lead you to fluency. And finally, fourth, it just feels good to overcome something. Imagine you have a bad day, but you still put in 10 minutes of language learning. It's a real sense of achievement. And it doesn't matter if you do a 10-minute lesson or a 5-minute lesson. The fact that you made some progress on a bad day will give you the motivation you need to keep going. Now, speaking of lessons, here are this month's new lessons and resources. First, the Best of 2018 Language Learning Cheat Sheets. If you want to get access to all of our conversation cheat sheets that we sent out this year, here's your chance. Download this PDF bundle right now. Next, the brand new Supermarket Cheat Sheet. With this cheat sheet, you'll learn must-know shopping phrases and vocab for meats, vegetables, and all products that you'll find in a supermarket. And finally, the most common adjectives. If you're a beginner and don't yet know these adjectives, then this is a perfect chance to boost your vocabulary. This 1-minute lesson will get them stuck in your head, guaranteed. To get these free lessons and resources, just click the link in the description below. All right, everyone. Now we're asking you to submit a video or audio file of yourself speaking the language. If you do, you'll win 3 free months of access to our learning program, which includes your very own teacher. Here's the challenge for you. Yes, everyone watching this. Record a 30-second to 1-minute video or audio clip. Introduce yourself in the language. Share your name, where you're from, and why you're studying this language. And you'll win a 3-month Premium Plus subscription. To submit, click on the link in the description. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Then, fill out the form. Attach the audio or video file, and press submit. We may feature you in next month's episode. So a lot of learners will see you and your progress, and will hopefully get inspired to improve and master the language. To submit a recording, click the link in the description and follow the instructions on the page. So thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Next time, we'll talk about how to set achievable language learning goals and resolutions. In the meantime, submit your recording if you're brave. Like and share this video and leave a comment to tell us what language learning tactics you'd like us to talk about. See you next time. Bye!
Hi everyone, this is Stefania from GreekPod101.com. This is a top words video, and the topic for this lesson is 10 questions you should know. These are good icebreaker questions that you can ask when speaking casually to someone or that others can ask you. So let's start. Πώς σε λένε? What's your name? There are a few ways you can ask someone's name in Greek, but the most common one is πώς σε λένε? Πώς σε λένε? What's your name? If your name is Stella, you can answer by saying με λένε Stella. My name is Stella. Basically, it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. You can always use the part με λένε and just add your name the way you pronounce it in your language. What I mean is that you don't convert it to a Greek name. I say this because many of you ask me, what's my name in Greek? Some names do have an equivalent, usually Christian names such as George or Catherine. But to be honest, it's best to just use your name as it is. Τι κάνεις? How are you? Let's move on to the next question, which is, I think, the most frequently used in everyday life, and that is τι κάνεις? How are you? Τι κάνεις? You can use it when you meet someone, when you are talking on the phone, or when you are texting someone. Sometimes Greeks don't even say hi and jump straight to τι κάνεις or op, τι κάνεις? That op is an exclamation like hey. A common and polite answer to this is καλά, ευχαριστώ. I'm fine, thanks. Τι κάνεις? Καλά, ευχαριστώ. Από πού είσαι? Where are you from? Από πού είσαι? Where are you from? If someone asks this question to you, then they probably want to know which country you're from. If you're in Greece and you ask one of the locals, then they will probably tell you which city, town, or island they are from. For example, είμαι από την Αθήνα. I'm from Athens. Πότε είναι τα γενέθλιά σου? When is your birthday? Πότε είναι τα γενέθλιά σου? When is your birthday? Πότε είναι τα γενέθλιά σου? If your birthday is, say, on the 25th of April, you can say είναι στις 25 Απριλίου. It's on the 25th of April. You will always need to use the prepositional article στις before the day of the month, except if you were born on the first day of the month. In that case, you need to say την πρώτη, meaning on the first. That's because you need the singular and not the plural. Πού μένεις? Where do you live? Πού μένεις? Where do you live? It's good to wait a little before asking this question, otherwise people might think you're being indiscreet. A typical answer would be μένω στο Ηράκλειο. I live in Heraklion. Here the article στο might vary, depending on the city or location, as it will always have to match the gender of that word. Πού δουλεύεις? Where do you work? Πού δουλεύεις? Where do you work? Πού δουλεύεις? Another question that might sound a bit indiscreet. Perhaps asking first, με τι ασχολείσαι? What's your occupation? Might be a good idea. A common answer could be, δουλεύω για μια εταιρεία κινητής τηλεφωνίας. I work for a mobile communications company. If that person doesn't mention the company name, this means they want to keep it for themselves. But if you are really curious and want to be nosy, nonetheless, then you can go ahead and ask, για ποια εταιρεία? For which company? Okay, moving on. Ποιο είναι το τηλέφωνό σου? What's your phone number? Let's say you met someone really interesting and you want to keep in touch. You'll want to ask for their phone number. In that case, you can say Ποιο είναι το τηλέφωνό σου? What's your phone number? Ποιο είναι το τηλέφωνό σου? And the other person can say, το τηλέφωνό μου είναι το 555-0376. My phone number is 555-0376. This actually sounds like a Hollywood movie phone number. In Greece, numbers don't start with 555. Mobile numbers start with 6 and landlines with 2, usually. The country code is +30 if you dial from abroad. And that was the useless fact of the day, courtesy of your Greek teacher, me. Πού έμαθες ελληνικά? Where did you learn Greek? Πού έμαθες ελληνικά? Where did you learn Greek? Πού έμαθες ελληνικά? This is a question you will probably get a lot. You can say, έμαθα ελληνικά κάνοντας ιδιαίτερα μαθήματα. I learned Greek through private lessons. Or, έμαθα ελληνικά με το GreekPod101.com. I learned Greek with GreekPod101.com. Σου αρέσει το ελληνικό φαγητό? Do you like Greek food? Σου αρέσει το ελληνικό φαγητό? Do you like Greek food? Pretty sure most of you do. So you can say, ναι, μου αρέσει πολύ. Yes, I love it. If you don't like it, you can also say, ναι, μου αρέσει πολύ, unless you purposely want people not to like you. In that case, you can say, όχι, δεν μου αρέσει. No, I don't like it. And open Pandora's box. I wouldn't want to argue about food with a Greek, so I'm just warning you. Έχεις πάει ποτέ στην Ελλάδα? Have you been to Greece? Έχεις πάει ποτέ στην Ελλάδα? Have you been to Greece? Obviously, a question others will ask you. If you haven't been to Greece, you can say something like, όχι, αλλά θα ήθελα να πάω. No, but I'd like to go. Who knows, maybe you'll get invited to someone's summer house. Well, that was it for this lesson. You learned the top 10 questions you should know. If you have any questions, leave a comment. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. For more videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit GreekPod101.com. Γεια χαρά! I learned Greek with 101... Pod 101... I can't.
Want to speed up your language learning? Get access to all of our best PDF cheat sheets for free. Just click the link in the description and sign up for your free lifetime account right now.
A table for 5. Ένα τραπέζι για 5. Ένα τραπέζι για 5.
Absolutely.
Βεβαίως. Βεβαίως.
All right.
Εντάξει. Εντάξει. Are you all right? Είσαι καλά? Είσαι καλά?
Are you on Facebook?
Έχεις Facebook? Έχεις Facebook? Awesome. Φοβερό. Φοβερό.
Bye.
Γεια. Γεια.
Bye-bye.
Γεια χαρά. Γεια χαρά.
Can I borrow this?
Μπορώ να δανειστώ αυτό? Μπορώ να δανειστώ αυτό? Can I have a bag, please? Μπορώ να έχω μια τσάντα παρακαλώ? Μπορώ να έχω μια τσάντα παρακαλώ? Can I have a receipt, please? Μπορώ να έχω απόδειξη παρακαλώ? Μπορώ να έχω απόδειξη παρακαλώ?
Can I sit here?
Μπορώ να καθίσω εδώ? Μπορώ να καθίσω εδώ?
Can I try it on?
Μπορώ να το δοκιμάσω? Μπορώ να το δοκιμάσω?
Can you download this file?
Μπορείς να κατεβάσεις αυτό το αρχείο? Μπορείς να κατεβάσεις αυτό το αρχείο? Check. Τον λογαριασμό. Τον λογαριασμό. Congratulations. Συγχαρητήρια. Συγχαρητήρια. Could I have your attention, please?
Θα μπορούσα να έχω την προσοχή σας παρακαλώ. Θα μπορούσα να έχω την προσοχή σας παρακαλώ.
Delicious.
Νόστιμο. Νόστιμο. Do you need anything?
Χρειάζεστε κάτι. Χρειάζεστε κάτι.
Do you speak English?
Μιλάτε αγγλικά. Μιλάτε αγγλικά.
Do you understand?
Καταλαβαίνεις. Καταλαβαίνεις.
Does this bus go to?
Αυτό το λεωφορείο πηγαίνει. Αυτό το λεωφορείο πηγαίνει.
Don't do it.
Μην το κάνεις. Μην το κάνεις.
Don't mention it.
Τίποτα. Τίποτα.
Don't worry.
Μην ανησυχείς. Μην ανησυχείς.
Everything is great.
Όλα είναι υπέροχα. Όλα είναι υπέροχα.
Excuse me, do you know where the is?
Συγγνώμη, ξέρετε που είναι. Συγγνώμη, ξέρετε που είναι.
Excuse me.
Με συγχωρείτε. Με συγχωρείτε.
Go straight ahead.
Πηγαίνετε ευθεία. Πηγαίνετε ευθεία.
Good afternoon.
Καλησπέρα. Καλησπέρα.
Good evening.
Καλησπέρα. Καλησπέρα.
Good morning.
Καλημέρα. Καλημέρα.
Good night.
Καληνύχτα. Καληνύχτα.
Goodbye.
Αντίο. Αντίο.
Happy birthday.
Χρόνια πολλά. Χρόνια πολλά.
Hello.
Γεια. Γεια.
Help.
Βοήθεια. Βοήθεια.
Hi.
Γεια. Γεια.
Hold on.
Περιμένετε. Περιμένετε.
How are you?
Τι κάνεις? Τι κάνεις?
How do I get to the?
Πώς μπορώ να πάω? Πώς μπορώ να πάω?
How do you do?
Τι κάνετε? Τι κάνετε?
How do you pronounce this?
Πώς προφέρετε αυτό? Πώς προφέρετε αυτό?
How have you been?
Πώς πας? Πώς πας?
How is it?
Πώς είναι? Πώς είναι?
How is your mother?
Πώς είναι η μητέρα σου? Πώς είναι η μητέρα σου?
How long will you stay?
Πόσο καιρό θα κάτσεις? Πόσο καιρό θα κάτσεις?
How many people are there in your family?
Πόσα άτομα είστε στην οικογένειά σου? Πόσα άτομα είστε στην οικογένειά σου?
How much is it to?
Πόσο κάνει για... Πόσο κάνει για...
How much is this?
Πόσο κάνει αυτό? Πόσο κάνει αυτό?
How much?
Πόσο? Πόσο?
How old are you?
Πόσων χρονών είσαι? Πόσων χρονών είσαι?
How is your day?
Πώς ήταν η ημέρα σου? Πώς ήταν η ημέρα σου?
How's the weather?
Πώς είναι ο καιρός? Πώς είναι ο καιρός?
Hurry up.
Βιάσου. Βιάσου.
I don't like it.
Δεν μου αρέσει. Δεν μου αρέσει.
I don't understand.
Δεν καταλαβαίνω. Δεν καταλαβαίνω.
I like it.
Μου αρέσει. Μου αρέσει.
I live in.
Ζω. Ζω.
I lost my phone.
Έχασα το τηλέφωνό μου. Έχασα το τηλέφωνό μου.
I need.
Χρειάζομαι ποσοστά. Χρειάζομαι ποσοστά.
I need to go to the.
Πρέπει να πάω. Πρέπει να πάω.
I understand.
Καταλαβαίνω. Καταλαβαίνω.
I'd like this.
Αυτό θα ήθελα. Αυτό θα ήθελα.
I'll have this.
Θα πάρω αυτό. Θα πάρω αυτό.
I'll have time next week.
Θα έχω χρόνο την επόμενη εβδομάδα. Θα έχω χρόνο την επόμενη εβδομάδα.
I'm.
Είμαι ο ή όνομα. Είμαι ο ή όνομα.
I'm allergic to shrimp.
Έχω αλλεργία στις γαρίδες. Έχω αλλεργία στις γαρίδες.
I'm at home.
Είμαι στο σπίτι. Είμαι στο σπίτι.
I'm busy this week.
Είμαι απασχολημένος αυτή την εβδομάδα. Είμαι απασχολημένος αυτή την εβδομάδα.
I'm fine.
Είμαι καλά. Είμαι καλά.
I'm from.
Είμαι από. Είμαι από.
I'm full.
Χόρτασα. Χόρτασα.
I'm good.
Είμαι καλά. Είμαι καλά.
I'm hungry.
Πεινάω. Πεινάω.
I'm looking forward to working with you.
Ανυπομονώ να συνεργαστώ μαζί σας. Ανυπομονώ να συνεργαστώ μαζί σας.
I'm sorry I'm late.
Συγγνώμη που άργησα. Συγγνώμη που άργησα.
I'm sorry.
Συγγνώμη. Συγγνώμη.
Is that it?
Αυτό είναι. Αυτό είναι.
Is the. Far from here?
Είναι μακριά από εδώ. Είναι μακριά από εδώ.
Is there a. Near here?
Υπάρχει εδώ κοντά. Υπάρχει εδώ κοντά.
It was nice to meet you.
Χάρηκα για τη γνωριμία. Χάρηκα για τη γνωριμία.
It's difficult.
Είναι δύσκολο. Είναι δύσκολο.
It's okay.
Εντάξει. Εντάξει.
It's really good.
Είναι πολύ καλό. Είναι πολύ καλό.
It's sunny.
Έχει ήλιο. Έχει ήλιο.
It's true.
Είναι αλήθεια. Είναι αλήθεια.
I've heard a lot about you.
Έχω ακούσει πολλά για εσάς. Έχω ακούσει πολλά για εσάς.
Just a minute, please.
Ένα λεπτό παρακαλώ. Ένα λεπτό παρακαλώ.
Long time no see.
Χρόνια και ζαμάνια. Χρόνια και ζαμάνια.
Make yourself at home.
Σαν στο σπίτι σου. Σαν στο σπίτι σου.
May I help you?
Μπορώ να σας βοηθήσω. Μπορώ να σας βοηθήσω.
May I sit here?
Μπορώ να καθίσω εδώ. Μπορώ να καθίσω εδώ.
My mother is well.
Η μητέρα μου είναι καλά. Η μητέρα μου είναι καλά.
My name is.
Το όνομά μου είναι. Το όνομά μου είναι. Nice to meet you.
Χαίρο πολύ. Χαίρο πολύ.
No problem.
Κανένα πρόβλημα. Κανένα πρόβλημα.
No.
Όχι. Όχι.
Of course not.
Φυσικά και όχι. Φυσικά και όχι.
Of course.
Φυσικά. Φυσικά.
Once again, please.
Μια φορά ακόμα παρακαλώ. Μια φορά ακόμα παρακαλώ.
Please forgive me.
Σε παρακαλώ συγχώρεσέ με. Σε παρακαλώ συγχώρεσέ με.
Please have a seat.
Παρακαλώ καθίστε. Παρακαλώ καθίστε.
Please write it down.
Παρακαλώ σημειώστε το. Παρακαλώ σημειώστε το.
Please. Παρακαλώ. Παρακαλώ.
Really?
Αλήθεια. Αλήθεια.
Same for me.
Το ίδιο και για εμένα. Το ίδιο και για εμένα.
Shut up.
Σκάσε. Σκάσε.
Slower, please.
Πιο αργά παρακαλώ. Πιο αργά παρακαλώ.
So, what's new?
Τι νέα? Τι νέα?
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Με συγχωρείς για την καθυστέρηση. Με συγχωρείς για την καθυστέρηση.
Sounds great.
Ακούγεται υπέροχο. Ακούγεται υπέροχο.
Stop here, please.
Σταματήστε εδώ παρακαλώ. Σταματήστε εδώ παρακαλώ.
Thank you very much.
Σας ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ. Σας ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ.
Thank you.
Σε ευχαριστώ. Σε ευχαριστώ.
Thanks.
Ευχαριστώ. Ευχαριστώ.
That jacket looks nice on you.
Αυτό το σακάκι φαίνεται ωραίο επάνω σου. Αυτό το σακάκι φαίνεται ωραίο επάνω σου.
This is for you.
Αυτό είναι για σένα. Αυτό είναι για σένα.
This weekend I'm going to the movies.
Αυτό το Σαββατοκύριακο θα πάω σινεμά. Αυτό το Σαββατοκύριακο θα πάω σινεμά.
Welcome.
Καλώς ήρθες. Καλώς ήρθες.
We're meeting someone.
Θα συναντήσουμε κάποιον. Θα συναντήσουμε κάποιον.
What are you doing here?
Τι κάνεις εδώ? Τι κάνεις εδώ?
What are you doing this weekend?
Τι κάνεις αυτό το Σαββατοκύριακο? Τι κάνεις αυτό το Σαββατοκύριακο?
What are you doing?
Τι κάνεις? Τι κάνεις?
What do you do?
Με τι ασχολείστε? Με τι ασχολείστε?
What do you feel like eating?
Τι θα ήθελες να φας? Τι θα ήθελες να φας?
What do you recommend?
Τι προτείνετε? Τι προτείνετε?
What do you want?
Τι θέλεις? Τι θέλεις?
What happened?
Τι συνέβη? Τι συνέβη?
What time does it open?
Τι ώρα ανοίγει? Τι ώρα ανοίγει?
What time is it?
Τι ώρα είναι? Τι ώρα είναι?
What would you like to drink?
Τι θα θέλετε να πιείτε? Τι θα θέλετε να πιείτε?
What's for dinner?
Τι υπάρχει για βραδινό? Τι υπάρχει για βραδινό?
What's the next stop?
Ποια είναι η επόμενη στάση? Ποια είναι η επόμενη στάση?
What's the temperature?
Τι θερμοκρασία έχουμε? Τι θερμοκρασία έχουμε?
What's this?
Τι είναι αυτό? Τι είναι αυτό?
What's wrong?
Τι συμβαίνει? Τι συμβαίνει?
What's your favorite website?
Ποιο είναι το αγαπημένο σας site? Ποιο είναι το αγαπημένο σας site?
What's your name?
Πώς σε λένε? Πώς σε λένε?
When is your birthday?
Πότε είναι τα γενέθλιά σας? Πότε είναι τα γενέθλιά σας?
When will the plane leave?
Πότε θα φύγει το αεροπλάνο? Πότε θα φύγει το αεροπλάνο?
Where are we going?
Πού πηγαίνουμε? Πού πηγαίνουμε?
Where are you from?
Από πού είσαι? Από πού είσαι?
Where do you live?
Πού ζεις? Πού ζεις?
Where do you work?
Πού δουλεύετε? Πού δουλεύετε?
Where is it?
Πού είναι? Πού είναι?
Where is the?
Πού είναι? Πού είναι?
Where is the bathroom?
Πού είναι η τουαλέτα? Πού είναι η τουαλέτα?
Who is it?
Ποιος είναι? Ποιος είναι?
Who's going?
Ποιος θα πάει? Ποιος θα πάει?
Who's there?
Ποιος είναι εκεί? Ποιος είναι εκεί?
Why are you late?
Γιατί άργησες? Γιατί άργησες?
Yes, I do.
Ναι. Ναι.
Yes.
Ναι. Ναι.
You have good taste.
Έχεις καλό γούστο. Έχεις καλό γούστο.
You look gorgeous.
Δείχνεις υπέροχος. Δείχνεις υπέροχος.
Your smile is beautiful.
Το χαμόγελό σου είναι υπέροχο. Το χαμόγελό σου είναι υπέροχο.
You're handsome.
Είστε όμορφος. Είστε όμορφος.
You're smart.
Είσαι έξυπνος. Είσαι έξυπνος.
You're welcome.
Παρακαλώ. Παρακαλώ. Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.